Hi everyone. I decided to do some work in a journal that I made. Um, I've showed this I think in another one of my videos. Um, but I'm going, so I'm just gonna, this journal, gosh, what am I trying to say here? So I'm specifying this journal for sayings and quotes that either I like to say to myself or things that I have read or heard, and I'm going to write them in here to help me remember. So when I'm feeling a little like I need some inspiration and about maybe how I'm feeling about life or how slow maybe my business is taking me or whatever it is, I can go into this journal and I can read these wonderful words. So I'm going to work in this one today, and going to, I'm going to, I have an idea for this page, and I want to put something here, some molding paste or heavy gesso, and then go from there. So what I'm gonna do first is, so I have this quote that I'm gonna write. It's from Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who is just a wonderful writer, and her phenomenal book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, is just something every woman should read. So, but my quote that I want to put in this on this page is, "Be homesick for wild knowing." And so I thought I would do a little. I went through my scrap bin, and I'm really kind of learning about journaling with pockets and envelopes, so I'm still trying to figure this out. But I had this, I thought it was a sticker, but I guess it's just a little inclusion in something that I ordered, spunkysoul.com. I'm not sure what that was, but I liked, with the whole wild woman thing, I liked the Hello Spunky, and I love the feathers around there. So I'm going to do something with that, although what, I'm not sure yet. But I am going to, so what I think I want to do is I want this to be able to open. I want to put this down this way and have something in here, and then I want to make this a pocket that something can go behind. I'm thinking some kind of feathers or something, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm taking my intuitive, spontaneous creating into this what I consider a formal journal, even though this is totally what you would call a junk journal, is what I'm learning, because these are scraps of paper, like old scrapbook paper that I've had for years, that I've actually contemplated either giving away or I wouldn't throw it away, but I was going to donate it. And so I decided to make a journal out of it. And I did add some pockets already. And some of this paper is just clean brush off paper that I did, like where I took my extra paint and put it on there. Some experiments with some iridescent watercolors, scraps of paper that I had used for other things. And so that's what's in this journal. It has 3 signatures. So, and it's mostly, like I said, it's either wash off type paper or paper that I did something else on, or scrap paper that I was considering getting rid of, but I've been holding on to it for, like I said, years. I haven't scrapbooked in probably 3 or 4 years, and I've been holding on to this paper, so I decided to do something with it. And so that's what I have going on here. So so that's what I'm going to do. And I really have no idea. I honestly, I've been looking on YouTube at a few like junk journal ideas, and just about, well, the most popular ones are with like vintage stuff. And I have some vintage stuff, but and I love it when I look at it, but I just I might work with it in the future, but I'm all about color, and so the vintage stuff is very subdued, which I also like. I'm not like saying that one way or the other, but what I am saying is that mine's going to be a lot different than than the ones I've been so far seeing. You know, the YouTube, when you search something, they're only showing you the ones with the most followers. So I'm seeing people that have, you know, literally thousands of followers. So anyway, so I'm gonna get gluing here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do some collage on this envelope here. And this was like an old envelope from an auction that we went to. So yeah, so I'm going to decorate it, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, and I'm just going to use a glue stick. I have some washi tape that I pulled out that kind of goes with the colors on my page. I have some ribbon if I want to use it. I really like this. I might tear some of this up too, or I might use that for yeah, I'm probably not going to tear that up. Okay, so I'm going to take what I've already torn up here and start gluing it down. And I'm just going to use glue stick. I think I'm going to come on top of it probably with some gel medium or some Mod Podge or something. But for right now, I just want to use a glue stick and not get too messy. And I want this paper to lay down pretty flat, and using the glue stick is really good for that. So that's what I'm doing. I went through my stash and I found this deli paper that I had used as a palette. And so I cut this piece out that I am going to, I'm going to stick it in here. I'm still using the glue stick, even though at the edge I am going to bring in my tacky glue. Yeah, looks good when open. And then I'm going to do some more to this envelope, but I am going to glue down the edges and then have this be a pocket. Okay, so let's see. I want to put, I know I want to put a journaling card in there. I just don't know what size. Okay, so that'll fit in there, and then I'll trim this off. There. So I still need to decorate this. I'm gonna do some embellishing on this. Nothing big because it will be in the envelope. And I'm thinking about doing a little twine. This is me, you guys. This is a beginner at work. A beginner who has no idea what she's doing as far as junk journaling goes. I'll show you what my journaling has been more like. It's been more paint journaling. And I'll do a flip through on one of my journals. But I am trying, I cleaned out my my art studio I got in my closet and had, I don't even know how many boxes, many boxes, and I reorganized all of my paper and my scraps and my stickers and my die cuts and beads and ribbon, and it's all organized now. And so now I'm really inspired to do some junk journaling. I have saved envelopes forever because I one time saw someone make a journal out of envelopes years ago, and I thought, oh my god, that'd be so cool. So I've been saving envelopes for years, and I'm sure you can all relate. So this is me keeping it real with beginning journaling. I'm going to let this sit and think about it and be back to show you more. Okay, everyone, since the last time I filmed, I did a few things. I put some thick gesso on here through a stencil. I used this stencil, and then I came over it with some Distressed Oxide ink in the Picked Raspberry, and then I went over the edges with Gathered Twigs, and I put a journaling spot on this side, and I also went over these pages with some blue ink and some green ink, also distressed inks, and I did that on both sides. And then I went around this edge with this Picked Raspberry around there. So that's where I am. And then I did mostly finish my little envelope. So I decided to let me see if I can figure out how to open this now. There we go. Figured it out. So I sewed some buttons on here, and then when I sewed them in, I just kind of covered the inside where the thread is, and then I just a little bit embellished the card with a rubber stamp that I have with this Tattered Rose oxide ink, and I really like how this looks. I went around the edges too, and I'm really happy with this. I like how it's coming together. For a while I was literally like, oh, I put these little charms on here too, a bird and then a star. I was completely lost and had no idea what I was going to do, and then I kind of got inspired. I just kind of kept going. I put this napkin on here. I love the colors and how it looks in here now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some, I have a feather stencil, so I'm going to get that out, and I'm going to cut some paper feathers, I think, and they'll tuck in here. And then I had this Hello Spunky little tag thing, and so I just mounted it on some paper. I'm actually gonna go through. I'm gonna take this Distressed Oxide, this little Tattered Rose. It's just a little too white for me in here. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it. This Tattered Rose is such a light color. And honestly, I've had these ink pads for a couple of years and I've never opened them, so I'm not sure how long they last, unfortunately, because I know they're not cheap, and I'm trying really hard to not do these impulse buys I've been pretty good about it lately, only because I know I have so much in my studio and I really need to use up what I have. Because when I do an impulse buy, lots of times it sits around for a couple years like these inks did. But this is the year that I am pulling stuff out that I haven't used. And I'm going to try very hard not to buy any new art supplies because I think I have enough to get me through this whole year, even making a bunch of journals. Okay, so I like how this looks. I totally kind of I don't know what you call it, tone down the look of that. And I think I'm gonna put it under here. Not sure yet, but I have that done. So I'm gonna go get my stencil and some papers to make feathers and show you that process. Here's my feather stencil, and I just grabbed some paper out of my stash. This is a piece, a scrap piece, and then this is also just a scrap piece. Provo Craft, and I like this, all these gold, blue, pinkish colors in here, so I'm going to try to utilize those colors. A couple of these feathers. And I just have a pencil. Okay, got my feathers cut out. I don't know if you can see, but I experimented with stamping some ink on this one. I did a little bit on this one too, but I added this, on this one I did this hickory smoke and forest moss. So I'm going to put this forest moss on here. And what I did was I took, these don't match up exactly, but match up enough. So I can see, like right here is where I put the stencil to do the gray. So I'm going to kind of move it a little bit and put the green in the spots that I didn't hit with the gray, and see what that looks like. Okay, so it just gives it a little piece of color on there. And then these ones, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with the light pink, the Tattered Rose, and see if that shows up at all. Okay, so try this. Okay, that's really subtle. Yeah, it's really hard to see. So I'm gonna go in with a little darker color see what that gets me. Just kind of moving the stencil a little bit to, I'm going to try this aged mahogany. Now this is really dark, so I'm going to go kind of light with it at first. Oh, that's really pretty. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah, that's nice. So you can kind of see the subtle light pink and then the mahogany over. Ooh, that's nice. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and do the rest. Okay, so I am going to take this picked raspberry and I am going to, here's my, I think this is what I was using. I want to go around the edges of this. And across the top here. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm going to, the feathers are still drying a little bit with that ink, so I'm going to glue this down. And I am going to use tape and glue. Okay, so now, so these are just going to get tucked in here like this. I'm not going to tuck them too close to the edges right now. Okay, that looks nice. I like that. I kind of like this. It's a little bit of it, that gold showing out here like that. Looks kind of fun. So okay, I decided to do black letter stamping. Not very good at it, so I expect that it'll be wonky and not lined up correctly. Okay, I like that. And I cut a piece of, or tore a piece of old, what was leftover wrapping paper from Christmas this year. And I'm going to put it right here. So this is a Uniball Signo gel pen in gold. And what I'm going to do, I think, is just highlight the messy square each word. I think I might even go over it with the black pen. This is a Sakura glaze pen, and I'm going to go over these letters. Because I don't think women in general really appreciate their wild woman side. And so I want to always remember to honor that. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to write her name. Clarissa. Pinkola Estes. I still feel like I need more gold over here. Okay, I'm all done. I like this gold on here. I'm just gonna leave it on these two that I'm putting on top like this. I don't know, I might come through and decide to do them all, but I think this looks pretty good. So I went ahead and journaled in my little journal card in this pocket here. And I used the gold, and I just talked about participating in the 100-day project last year and how it ended up being quotes from the book Women Who Run with the Wolves. And then over here I also journaled about Clarissa Pinkola Estes and how just what a great storyteller she is, and how when I'm feeling like I need a boost, I listen to one of her books on Audible. I really love how this turned out. I wasn't happy in the very beginning necessarily with, I'm not used to using paper that's already colored. I usually just start with the blank page and then go from there. So this was a little bit of a challenge for me. I've never sewn buttons on anything. I have only used charms on a couple of journals that I made for Christmas gifts this year. So that's new. I don't stamp hardly ever. So that's new. So yeah, overall, and then I had this little tag that I put a bunch of ink on to make it not so white and bright. And I thought Hello Spunky was really good for the quote that I put in here, which is "Be homesick for the wild unknowing." And that is a Clarissa Pinkola Estes quote. And so, yeah, I'm just very happy with this page. So, what's up next? We'll find out. I see that my the glue bled through, so we'll see what that looks like when it gets 100% dry. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit subscribe. I do have a link to my website where I am in the process of creating a resource page for people that sign up to be a newsletter subscriber. You will get free templates and downloads and videos. I'll have video only for email subscribers that I don't put on YouTube. So if you want to see those, you'll need to subscribe to my newsletter. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.